All right, let's get right into it. We're not going to waste time on high-level theory today. Instead, think of this as opening up a real-world playbook, one designed for professionals like you who are dealing with AI bias every single day. This isn't just a concept, it's a core part of the job now. It's really all about calibrating your professional judgment for this new AI era. So let's dive in. And that really hits the nail on the head. We're not talking about memorizing stuff for a test here. This is about a fundamental upgrade to your professional toolkit. And let's be honest, the stakes are incredibly high. If you don't manage bias, you're looking at flawed decisions, serious reputational damage, and even real-world harm. So yeah, mastering this, it's completely non-negotiable at this point. So let's break it down. What do we even mean when we talk about AI bias? It's pretty simple, really. It's just when an AI system gives you prejudiced results over and over again. And look, the AI isn't thinking in a biased way. It's not malicious. It's just a mirror. It learned from human data, and that data was full of our own historical biases. So understanding that, that's the new essential skill for any professional. I love this way of thinking about it. You know, giving someone a copy of Excel doesn't suddenly make them a financial wizard, right? Of course not. The software is just a tool. It amplifies the skills the analyst already has. Well, AI is exactly the same. It's this incredibly powerful amplifier. It takes your skills, your judgment, and, this is the crucial part, all the biases hiding in your data and processes, and it turns the volume way up. So your job? You're the expert in the driver's seat, making sure this powerful tool is pointed in the right direction. And for the business as a whole, oh man, getting this right is a total game changer. I mean, sure, everyone loves improved efficiency. That's great. But the real win, the real competitive advantage, comes from slashing your risk. We're talking about dodging those discriminatory outcomes that turn into legal headaches and PR nightmares. And when you do that, you build trust with your customers, your partners, everyone. They see you're using this powerful tech responsibly, and that is gold. Okay, so the big question is, how do we actually do this? From my experience in the field, I can tell you that the companies who nail this all have one thing in common. They follow a simple, repeatable framework. So we're going to walk through that exact three-part playbook. It breaks this massive challenge down into totally manageable steps. Think of this as your core strategy. It's a really logical flow. You start with strategy and planning. From there, you move into implementation and execution. And then you close the loop with measurement and optimization. But here's the key. That last step feeds right back into your strategy. So it's not a one-and-done kind of project. Nope, it's a continuous cycle of getting better and better. All right, let's look at each of these stages. First up, strategy and planning. You have to think of this as your foundation. Everything is built on this. So before anyone even thinks about writing code, you have to nail down the big question. What are we actually trying to do here? Let's take an AI hiring tool, for example. Your goal isn't just to use AI. That's not a goal. A real goal is something like reduce our time to hire by 20% without introducing bias against female or minority candidates. See the difference? You're defining success and failure right at the very beginning. Okay, next phase, implementation and execution. This is where the rubber really meets the road. Sticking with our hiring tool example, this is the stage where you're digging into the data. You're sourcing it, cleaning it, and you have to be so careful. You need to make sure the data reflects the awesome, diverse candidate pool you want to attract, not just a carbon copy of who you've hired for the last 20 years. This right here is the danger zone. It's where bias loves to creep in and why your expert eye is absolutely critical. And the final piece of the puzzle, measurement and optimization. I mean, how do you even know if any of this is working? You gotta measure it. For that hiring tool, you're not just gonna track how fast you're hiring. No way. You're actively auditing for fairness. You're looking at things like, hey, what are the interview pass rates for men versus women, or for candidates from different backgrounds? If you spot a problem, a real disparity, you don't just ignore it. You dive back in, you tweak things, you optimize. It creates this powerful loop of accountability that just keeps making the system better. All right, so we've covered the what. Now let's get into the how, because knowing the playbook is great, but you have to be able to run the plays on the field, right? This is where we roll up our sleeves and get practical. And this isn't just theory, this is a checklist that works. First, you have to be brutally honest with yourself. Do a real assessment. Where's our data coming from? What biases are probably already baked in? Next, get everyone in a room and define what success and fairness actually look like. Then, and this is huge, Don't try to do a giant Big Bang launch. That's a recipe for disaster. You roll it out in phases with clear milestones, and you build up your team's skills as you go. And all the while, you're monitoring, you're adjusting. It's an agile, living process.
But let's be real for a second. It's never a perfectly straight line to success. I've seen it a million times. Even the best plans in the world can hit some serious roadblocks. The secret isn't pretending they don't exist, it's knowing what they are ahead of time so you can steer right around them.
And they usually fall into 4 buckets. You've got stakeholder misalignment, classic. You'll always be fighting for more resources, both budget and people. That's a given. But honestly, the biggest one I see is just plain old resistance to change. And it's not just about the new tech. It's about confronting an uncomfortable truth, that our human ways of doing things might already be biased. The AI is just a mirror showing us what's already there. And your job as a leader is to guide your team through that discomfort. But when you push through those challenges, when you use this playbook to navigate the tough stuff, something incredible happens. It's a total transformation. Your whole team's way of working shifts from being based on gut feelings and intuition to being grounded in cold, hard evidence.
This just lays it out so clearly. Look at the before column. You're running on professional judgment, which is great, but we all know it can hide unconscious bias. But then look at the after. Now your judgment is supercharged with data. The AI isn't making the decision, it's your assistant, flagging things that need your expert human eye. Maybe it's an application from a candidate with a really non-traditional background that a human screener might have just passed over. Suddenly, your expertise isn't just a feeling, it's backed by evidence.
And this is the single most important thing to take away from this. This isn't about replacing professionals. It's about amplifying them. The whole point is to let the machine handle the grunt work and check our blind spots, which frees you up, the expert, to focus on the tricky, strategic calls that only a human can make. You're not doing less. You're doing better work, more focused work, and ultimately, fairer work.
Okay, as we get ready to wrap this up, let's just boil it all down to the key takeaways, the things you absolutely need to remember and start using tomorrow.
So here's the bottom line. Number 1, dealing with AI bias isn't a nice to have anymore, it's a strategic must. Number 2, success comes from that 3-part playbook: strategy, execution, measurement. To make it last, you have to train your people. You have to be willing to adapt as you learn. And finally, all of this needs to happen inside a framework of good governance. And don't think of governance as red tape. Think of it as the guardrails on the highway that let you go fast without crashing.
So I want to leave you with this one thought. We know AI is a tool. It's an amplifier. You now have the playbook. So the real question isn't if you'll use it, but how. How are you going to use this incredible tool to amplify your own expertise and to make your judgment not just smarter, but fairer and more powerful than it has ever been before?